Hello everyone. I hope you all are doing well today. And today we are going to learn a very interesting hack, a metrics, a method for all the managers and leaders, especially who have to manage a team, who have to lead a team, who have to manage personals. I'm sure this metrics is going to be very helpful for you. But before we start today's topic, please do not forget to subscribe to the channel. And today we are going to learn something called skill wheel metrics. Managing a team isn't just about technical expertise or having a subjectual knowledge. It's not an easy task. It's about understanding people when you have to lead a team, when you have to manage a team, and it is sure not an easy task. Well, great leadership goes beyond knowledge. It requires recognizing how each team member learns, communicates, understands, and stays motivated, all of which are very subjective and are unique to each of the personas. A useful tool for this is the skill wheel metrics, which helps all the mentors and coach, managers, leaders, bosses to coach your team more effectively and efficiently. So today we are going to learn about this, and let's get started. Let's understand the problem first. Well, all too often we assign a task to someone and the job does not quite get done well enough. Why is this? Well, one of the most likely reasons is that we have delegated the task to someone who is unwilling or unable to complete the job and have then remained relatively hands-off or uninvolved. Alternatively, we may have been too hands-on or directive with a capable person who was quite able to complete the assignment with little assistance from us. We just ended up demotivating him, her, or they. So whether you are coaching or just managing, it is critical to match your style of interaction with the coachees, your team members' readiness for the task. Now we need to follow three basic guidelines to apply the skill wheel metrics, which we will understand in a while. Now, what are these three guidelines? First, diagnose the team member's skill and will to accomplish the task. Skill depends on experience, training, understanding, role perception, etc. And will depends on desire to achieve, incentives, security, confidence, etc. Then, use the metrics to identify the appropriate style of interaction with your team member, which will be subjective to each team member. And finally, discuss and agree with your team member, respective team member, your diagnosis and the style you will be using while interacting with them. Now let's understand the skill wheel metrics. Now it is very simple to use metrics. Even if you see the picture on the screen, I'm sure you will be able to understand it very easily. So let me explain you. First of all, if your team member, again as I said, it will be very subjective to each of your team member. Now let's say if your team member has high will and low skill, then you need to guide that employee, that respective employee. Now if another employee has high will and also high skill, then you need to just simply delegate the task that you need to get it done from that employee, because the employee is already skilled enough and also willing to do that work. So you just need to delegate it. Now, if your employee, your team member has low will and low skill, then you need to direct that employee. You need to instruct them at each step to help them to what to do and what to not do. And if your team member has low will but high skill, then you need to motivate them. You need to excite them to perform that task, because they do have skill but they are just not willing. And you need to understand the reason that why are they not willing, and you need to motivate enough. You need to understand their motivation levels and excite them on basis of that. Now, there have been few observations made while using the skill wheel metrics, and we need to follow this, and we need to be mindful by using the skill wheel metrics. First, ensure that you are addressing the team member's skill and will to execute the specific task in question. For example, making presentations to the board of directors rather than public speaking. And second, if you're working with someone over a longer period of time, you will want them to increase in both will and skill. If they are successful in doing this, you will need gradually to adopt the change, the appropriate styles en route to delegate. So you need to change your way of interacting with them, subjective to their motivation levels and increase in their both will and skill. Now, once you have understood the skill and will metrics and you're ready to apply it, before doing that, do this reflection activity. Recall a time when you were poorly managed or coached. Was your manager's style consistent with your skill and will? Reflect upon that. Reflect on your current approach to managing someone else, your team member, your employee, and follow the guidelines and metrics you just learned and suggest any changes if needed. So that's it for today's video. I hope this metrics, skill will metrics was insightful for you to apply within your workplace organization, especially if you are a boss, manager, leader who has to manage a team and you are not able to figure out the way of interacting with different team members, as I said, which will be subjective to every individual. So do apply this and I'm sure it will be helpful for you. As I said, if any changes and if you feel we can improvise this metrics, you can definitely let me know in the comment section below. So stay tuned for many more such interesting articles, models, videos, stories, case studies, methods, metrics, and my thoughts related to management. I'll see you next week.